She used to reply quickly, she used to show she cared. Now, she's distant, even though you can feel she still feels something. You're left confused, hurt, maybe even angry, but here's the Stoic truth. A woman can be distant and still be completely in love. Let me explain. Most men take it to heart. When a woman becomes silent, they assume she stopped caring. They panic, they chase, they plead. But what if? I said sometimes silence means she's overwhelmed by how much she feels, not how little. Today, we're diving into why a woman who loves you might pull back, and how a Stoic man should react, because emotional reactions only push her further. Let's go deep. 1. She's drowning in her own emotions. When a woman falls hard in love, it doesn't always come easy to her. The emotions can be overwhelming, consuming, even frightening. Love isn't always gentle. Sometimes it's chaos in her head. And instead of leaning in, she backs away, not due to a lack of care, but because she's afraid of how much she cares. Stoicism teaches us not to get caught in the storm, but to quietly observe it. A woman lost in emotion needs room to breathe, not a man chasing her echo. If you grant her that space, you offer her the security to return to she's checking your steadiness. Women don't test men to be cruel, they test to see if you're grounded. When she pulls back or goes silent, she's watching. Do you unravel? Do you beg? Do you fall apart? Just because she's withdrawn, a Stoic man remains centered. He doesn't chase after approval, he keeps his frame solid, calm, and sure. If you pass that test, her trust deepens, not because you had the right words, but because you stayed rooted. When she shook things up. 3. She's afraid of surrendering. Love makes her vulnerable, and vulnerability is hard, especially for a woman who's been burned before. If she's retreating, it might be her way of trying to regain control. She's trying to keep herself from falling too deep, and if you chase that, only heightens her loss of control, so she steps back. But the Stoic man understands control isn't forced, it's surrendered and earned by self-trust. If she's meant for you, she'll return. If not, you just saved yourself precious time, for she fears dependency. Some women are fiercely self-reliant, and when they start falling for you, it clashes with that identity. They start to crave your voice, your energy, your presence, and that unsettles them. They don't want to feel like they need you, because need feels like weakness, so they pull away. They go silent, not to hurt you, but to remind themselves they're still strong on their own. The Stoic answer: never force closeness. Respect her need for space, and continue building your empire. That's the kind of balance that draws her in long-term. 5. She's testing if you'll chase. Sometimes silence is strategy. She wants to see your reaction. When she distances herself, will you get desperate? Will you bombard her phone? Will you beg for her time? Or will you stay focused on your own path? Driven, unbothered women gravitate to men with direction. If her silence causes you to unravel, the spark fades. But if your world keeps turning with or without her, she returns not from guilt, but because she respects you. 6. She's trying to see if you're different. Every woman carries scars, disappointments, broken trust. When she starts to feel something real, old voices echo. Don't trust it, you'll get hurt. So she pulls away. She tests, not to wound you, but to protect herself, and how you respond in that moment matters more than anything. You say the Stoic man doesn't flinch, he doesn't emotionally chase, he stays calm and solid. You show her who you are, not by fixing her feelings, but by standing tall. 7. She's clinging to control. In modern dating, everyone wants the upper hand. Sometimes, a woman distances herself, not because she stopped caring, but because she's scared she's losing control. If she feels herself falling too fast, she might create distance to feel grounded again. And here's where most men mess up. They chase, they try to convince, they reassure, and by doing so, they hand over all their power. The Stoic man doesn't play that game. He holds his value firm. He won't beg to be chosen, because the right woman never needs chasing. What you should never do now, make no mistake, if she continually ignores you in a way that's disrespectful, that's not love, that's not Stoicism. Tolerating emotional games is weakness. So here's what you must avoid. Don't beg, don't double message, don't stalk her socials, and don't lose sleep over her. Silence, let her behavior speak. Your response should be peace, discipline, and purpose. You don't win love by trying to prove you're worthy to someone unsure of you. What does a Stoic man do? He watches without attachment. He doesn't get emotional, he observes with awareness. If she pulls away, he stays calm, keeps building, protects his time, sharpens his vision. And if she returns, great. If she doesn't, he's still rising, because her attention was never the source of his value. That's the kind of man no one forgets. Here's the tough truth. Sometimes a woman pulls away, even when she's in love, not to harm you, but because she's in a battle with herself. But your response, that's what reveals your strength. Stay patient, grounded, and calm, and she'll feel that. She'll see a man who doesn't chase, doesn't break, and doesn't beg. A man who honors himself, and in the end, that's the kind of man she'll either come running back to, or regret losing deeply. If this message hit hard, it's time to upgrade your mindset. Subscribe now for more lessons on Stoicism, masculinity, and emotional control, because chasing love is played out. Become the man worth chasing. Let me know if you'd like a version with a different tone. E.g., more